And we're on.
We are on. Hey, so if you happen to be tuning in right now, welcome. This is Stormfront Freaks Raw. Raw meaning you are catching our recording. You're catching raw Greg's raw drink and MJ's raw beer and everything else. But if you are watching us live, so tonight we are live on YouTube, live on Facebook. Feel free to jump on the chat. And you can send us questions for our guest tonight. We got Lori Bailey with us tonight, so we're looking forward to chatting with her. Huge storm chaser photographer, some amazing, beautiful photos. So I'm sure we got some great questions for her on that. But we call it Stormfront Freaks Raw because this is the recording that you are watching. And we usually edit this for the audio podcast that we release the following Sunday. So today's April 30th, so May 3rd. We should release the edited audio podcast. So if you'd rather wait for that, feel free to do that. If you want to watch us, all it means is you're going to catch all the crap, all the things that we shouldn't be saying in between our breaks that we're going to have to edit out.
Let's give a shout out right now to Kim for having her beer fridge in the background of the podcast.
Yeah, we've enjoyed that.
That is first class, business class podcasting right there.
Of course. I just reach back there, grab a beer. I mean, you guys have driven me to drink. I mean, what else can I say?
Oh, it was us, huh?
We have that effect on people. Yes.
That's right.
You know what, though? Your hair gets better every time you're on. It just keeps getting better and better.
Thanks, Maz. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, Kim's looks
Were
pretty
you
good,
talking
too.
to me? Were you?
Hey, don't release her. She's probably secretly breaking the law and seeing her hairstylist during this COVID.
I live in Georgia. Don't forget.
Which means what?
Which means we're allowed to get our hair cut.
Oh, are you
We're
really?
allowed to, yes. We're allowed to.
Okay.
Well,
yep. I saw
as a matter of fact, restaurants are open.
Hey, Phil, I just found a new Weather Fools that I want to add to our Weather Fools tonight.
All right, you bring it on.
While talking to Kim? What? I don't get it. What happened?
Yeah. Kim getting her haircut.
Wait, so can we cross
Are you
the border?
really going to do that?
Yeah, we're going to go to Georgia to eat out.
I got to go to
Come
Georgia
on.
and get my haircut.
Yep.
We've been allowed to for almost a week now to get haircuts, and we have to wear a mask. I mean, there's definitely they're taking precautions, but yeah, why not?
Wow.
That would be actually pretty funny. Cutting around the mask.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. See?
That'll be the hot new trend.
Grace that I have here. I'm so jealous because here in Arizona, this is that is
I don't
actual
see
gray and
it.
white.
It doesn't look gray. It doesn't
This
look
is
gray from here.
perfect. This is not. Yeah.
Okay, well, come to Georgia.
I had mine colored. It didn't turn out very good, so I just took it all off. And
Yeah, you were lucky, Phil,
good.
and all this.
All right.
Yep.
So you guys good to go? You ready here? Just a reminder, turn your phones off.
Yeah.
Everybody sounds good, I think. MJ, are we good on that?
Yeah,
end, you think?
we are. Hey, quick question. Do we have a show on? Yeah, nope. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah, this is a show.
This isn't true. Really? Are we doing a show tonight? Is that right? I'm sorry.
I just heard someone burp. I think.
Excuse me. That was me. Sorry.
So,
Nothing but class, Lori. Nothing but class.
I wasn't sure if it was me because don't know me very well.
that's bad when you don't know it's you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's pull it in. Let's pull it in. All right. So we'll get started. Do the normal show intro. Let everybody know Lori is on. Then we'll introduce who's on tonight, what everyone's drinking, and then Kim.
Yes.
You've got Lori's intro.
I do.
And then about 25 after or so, we'll take a break. I'll probably throw on the chat, the private chat. I'll probably mention, last question or whatever before the break. We'll take a quick break at that point. Come back. Anybody have questions? Anybody got any advice? This is your last chance, Lori, to bail.
That's it. I'm out.
I still have episode 103.
Listen to this. So we've gone 104 episodes, and our guest has showed up every single episode. There was at least one, I think I had a late 2-day notice, but we got someone else, and So not bad. All right. Here we go, everybody. We are coming in. 3, 2. That's not very loud, is it? Is that very loud? Did you guys hear that?
No, that was not very loud. Yeah, try that again.
Jeez, no wonder my headphones are down. Fuck. All right, wow. That was why. Okay, this is better. All right, coming in. 3, 2.
Still not good.
Still not. What the?
Still no volume.
Oh, I
Hey,
need to turn
Lori,
up on my
nothing
phone.
but class.
Nothing but class.
This is why it's raw. Just remember,
You all
this is
don't know
why
me
it's
very
raw.
well.
Take
try-
43.
Try it one more time. In 3, 2. Hey, welcome everybody to the most entertaining weather podcast on your listening and viewing device. Welcome to our stage audience that finally decided to show up on take 3. But this is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast. And listen to this, everybody. We are now on Pandora. So to go along with Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts and all the other apps, we are on Pandora.
Good.
So
I
that's
need
pretty
another
cool.
bead. I need
That's
one
right.
of those beads for my wife's bracelet from Pandora.
There-
So can I get one of those?
Stormfront
Nice.
Freaks bead.
Wrong one. So, hey, don't forget, everybody, stop by our website, stormfrontfreaks.com. Not only do we have an awesome Zoom radar chaser map, okay, it's an interactive radar, so you can play around and view different things on the weather radar, but it also tracks storm chasers that are out in the field. You can view their live streams from there. It's kind of a cool little resource. But we also post all of our past episodes that we've had with folks like Chasers Reed Timmer, Josh Morgerman, Pecos Hank Shima, Skip Talbot, and a lot more. But tonight, this is episode 104, and we are joined by photographer and storm chaser Lori Bailey. So, man, we're going to get all kinds of great tips, especially if you want to learn how to take some great photos of the storm and storms and weather. But we also are going through our lightning round. You're going to want to listen to that. Listen, because it's going to be a fun one. We've got hashtag Weather Fools, and Weather Trollbot is coming back tonight. We got lots of other surprises.
Oh, go hide, man.
Yep. But before we get to that, we got to find out who's here tonight. We always do that by celebrating happy hour. Find out what everybody's drinking. Let you know we're just here to have some fun tonight. Not get too crazy and too is what I call sciencey. So we'll go around the horn. MJ is here tonight. What are you drinking, sir?
All right, tonight I have a Bent Paddle Venture Pilsner. That's Bent Paddle Brewing in Duluth, Minnesota.
Nice.
Oh, very cool.
All right.
Duluth. You betcha. All right, Maz.
You betcha.
What do you got?
Cabin fever.
Oh,
Yes,
no!
we all do.
That's perfect.
COVID
That is-
fever?
Yeah, that's from Holland, Michigan. Shout out to the Michiganders on the west there. So
Wow, a bunch of northern stuff.
I used to live out there,
Kim
yeah.
is here. What are you drinking?
It's a little different today. This time I am drinking, I don't know if you could see it.
Wow.
This is actually raspberry vodka with club soda and a splash of cranberry juice.
Ooh.
So it
pretty.
is very tasty.
I don't think
yeah,
I've
it's really nice.
seen you drink any hard stuff
The hard liquor.
ever.
There's
Wow.
a reason
What's
for that.
everything okay?
the fridge is broken.
Go back to cabin fever.
I'm trying to clean out the cabinet, so
Okay.
trying to get rid of the liquor.
Or did
Yeah.
you run out of beer?
I'm not going to say,
Okay.
but
All right,
Yeah,
Greg is here tonight. What are you drinking?
Well, listen, usually I am drinking Crown Royal and some form of mix like ginger ale or something. But today, due to the weather, we're beautiful, sunny, beautiful sky. Gin and juice today. Gin and
there you
juice.
go.
nice. All
Wow.
right.
Got to bring on a little
Sipping on
Snoop Dogg.
Is
Is
it
it
That'd be good.
sunny
Yeah.
at 40 there or what?
It is. So 40. No,
Good,
we're,
and
we're,
I'm gonna
we're almost
think,
80 today.
What?
Oh,
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Warmer than us
Wow.
in Atlanta. That's
Yeah.
great. Must be.
All right, I think we got Lori joining us. Lori, I'm just going to ask you what you're drinking too, just so everyone knows you're having fun.
Well, you guys can't talk about heat because I'm here in Arizona. We've already hit 100 degrees. But
What?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tucson yesterday, I think they call it the icebreaker, but they hit 100 degrees yesterday. I think Phoenix is always hotter than us. So, but normally I drink Leinenkugels, but in this day and age, us cheap poor folk settling for some Michelob Ultra.
There you go.
So,
Right
Nice.
on.
Hey, there's usually plenty of people on this show doing the Mick Ultra, so
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
you're in good company with that. So Kim, let's give her a good intro.
All right, you got it. Hey, Lori, welcome.
Thank
For
you.
everyone who's listening and watching, her name is Lori Bailey, and she is a Southern Arizona photographer and a Skywarn spotter whose images and videos have been featured on ArizonaHighways.com, the Weather Channel, and all local media outlets. And in 2019, Lori co-hosted Monsoon Con, a one-day conference held annually in Tucson, Arizona. Now, during July through September, Lori offers storm chasing workshops that takes guests throughout Arizona and New Mexico in the pursuit of some epic high-based monsoon thunderstorms. Lori, yeah, very cool. So happy to have you here. And when I read your bio, a couple things jumped out at me. One, the monsoon, because back in the 80s is going way back. I was stationed in Phoenix at Luke Air Force Base,
Right.
and coming from Ohio. And going there, not even knowing there was such a thing called a monsoon in Arizona. It was just this mindset of, wow, this is really cool. And it's come so far where now everybody knows about the monsoon in the Southwest. You have people that chase it. It's just incredible to me, the change of knowledge. I imagine it's partly because of the Weather Channel and because of social media, but also because of people like you who take these incredible pictures of the monsoon. But I wanted to ask you about the Monsoon Con, because we go from years ago, nobody knowing about anything like this, to there's enough interest for a Monsoon Con. I mean, I think that's really cool. So you were co-hosting it. Tell us a little bit about that first.
Absolutely. First of all, again, thanks guys for having me on the show. I'm super excited. In my previous old jobs, I've done public affairs. So if I start doing this and start looking like Bob Dole, you guys just smack me or something like that. So I realize being online is a lot different. So, but talking about Monsoon Con, the reason actually we just did Monsoon Con here in Tucson last year. It was the first time we were able to bring the event to Tucson. If it weren't for guys like Trey Greenwood, the late Corbin Yeager. If you remember, Corbin was killed in a crash chasing storms out in Texas. At Adri Moseris and Christian Cleary, I think I got everybody there. They're the ones that actually started Monsoon Con a few years back in Phoenix, and it was hosted every year. But Trey has since moved on, and all those people have since moved out of the area. And I had this passion, just knowing that it wasn't going to continue was just kind of like breaking my heart, because getting to meet and connect with other weather enthusiasts, especially in Arizona and New Mexico in the Southwest. We're kind of the bastard child sometimes, because people are, it's just you can't call any high base monsoon storm epic and all that. I get it. I've seen the stuff that goes on in the plains, and that is truly epic. But you know what? I have to admit, man, there is something, and Kim, you would know if you've ever been out here. I know Greggles has chased out here too, and chased some pretty awesome stuff too. But there is something special about being out here, especially right at sunset, and you have these awesome jagged peaks with saguaros for your foreground, and then these storms just come in right at sunset and just light the sky up. And then the bolts aren't these 10-foot tall bolts. These are some of these bolts, some of these positives that you can just see for 60, 80 miles away. It's just something that just there's nothing else like it, and it's the best. It's the best cure for being stuck inside. It beats just sitting at home watching the TV. But at the same time, so that's why Monsoon Con was that gathering, and that gathering has been growing and growing. And I was a little worried about bringing it to Tucson and even hosting it, since I'd never hosted an event before or co-hosted an event before. But we got Trey's blessing to continue it, and we were actually sold out. We hosted it last year at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum, and last year we were expecting just a little. We were hoping for 100 people, and we decided to think a little bigger, and we sold out at 150 people. In fact, we had to tell people near the end, sorry, don't come, because we wouldn't have a place for them. We need a bigger venue. So we actually had to put on the brakes of, the press releases and things like that, because we had people, some people in the media, local media, willing to do pieces on it. I had to kind of tell people, let's hold off, because I don't want anybody else not having a seat there. So it was really successful. We had photographers, and we had storm chasers, meteorologists, all speaking. We had the National Weather Service there, giving some basics on cloud identification. And there was a little something for everyone, but more importantly, being able to bring all these crazy desert people and we actually had people from Indiana and elsewhere also, but being able to bring everybody together. And you guys have attended Chaser Con and some of those others, I'm sure. There's just nothing like that. We get nerdy, and it was just a blast. And
Lori, how long did it last? Like, was it a day? Was it 2 days?
Yeah. So it's just a day-long event. And we were looking to expand it this year, but this little thing known as COVID-19 got in the way.
Sorry, never heard of it.
Yeah. So we were going to host it here in July. We were ready to go. I had speakers lined up. I had a keynote, and then we had to pull back just because the venue was going to be larger, and it was just going to be a really fantastic event where we actually had breakout sessions, so people could actually break up into smaller groups and be able to do that, but we're not able to do that.
Lori, let me just say that when August rolls around and all these storm chasers who have blown all of their cash on the planes in May and June, when August rolls around and we start seeing people like you and Mike Olbinski, posting these bolts from the blue from 40,000 feet at the top of an anvil. We all hate you, just so you know. We
in
all
a good way.
Yeah, no, we're like, why did I waste my time in Chaser Convergence in Oklahoma in May when I could have gone and chased the monsoon in August?
Well, I'll tell you this, that we actually have a local, we have a Tucson Storm Chaser Facebook group, and it's grown to almost 500 people. I mean, I don't know how that's even a thing, but it's grown so much. So I have to admit, but we even have small locations in and around Tucson. Some of those high points that are just outside the city. And I have to admit, there's a little bit of Chaser Convergence growing here in Arizona, but I'm sure it's nothing. It's nothing like the miles of cars I've seen in Oklahoma. So yeah, come on out. The more the merrier out here. There's the roads are wide open, and you can really find a storm all on your own if you're just willing to drive,
right
a couple 50, 60 miles.
Yeah, well, I love the photos you get.
They're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate it.
So can I ask you one more question about Monsoon Con? How many are local, and how many people where are they all coming from?
Yeah, so most of the people that attend Monsoon Con are from the southern Arizona area. But when we asked people, we had people from, I believe it was Indiana, New Mexico. I think there was a few also. I think Illinois. I'm trying to think. I think one person was originally from Alaska, but I think they were in Washington. And they told me also that they heard about it. They visit during the summer, and for that very reason, because I guess in Washington State there's not a lot of thunderstorms, or I don't know. They say it's just a lot of drizzle and not to visit unless you have family or friends there, or you want to see the killer whales or something. But so they come down here and enjoy our summers that are full of just beautiful scenery and hot desert temperatures.
When you get Sharknado and you get like killer whales instead, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
I'm not knocking them. I've always wanted to visit and even move to Washington, but wasn't in the cards.
Oh, so tell us your background a little bit. I know you're interested in weather, but has it always been weather, or were you interested in something else as far as photography, or how did that start?
Right. Well, growing up in El Paso, I was born in El Paso, Texas, so kind of lived in the desert all my life. That was the Chihuahuan Desert, and over here is the Sonoran Desert. But growing up there, I just remember these huge storms all the time. My mom, actually, I have her to thank, for just taking those times. If you remember some of the sweet memories that you have, the precious memories, the small times of that I have are just my mom taking me to the park and she would just tell me, what does that cloud look like, or what does this look like? And those are some of my earliest memories. And then some of those little puffy looking Mickey Mouse ears would all of a sudden turn into these giant, okay, mija, it's time to go. We got to get the heck out of here, because all of a sudden it was raining. El Paso's known for some big monsoon storms too. So yeah, it was a passion that developed early. And then, I actually wanted to be a tornado chaser back when I was in high school. I was looking forward to going to Texas Tech, and that wasn't in the cards. Things came along, got married, ended up moving out, got a different job, and life takes you on its course. But then I ended up here in Arizona. I recently started a wedding photography business back in 2015 at the end, and all of a sudden I realized, looking at other chasers and really, I've always been fascinated with storm photography, and being able to watch a lot of these local chasers online, seeing these incredible images. I was like, wow, oh, wait a minute, I can do that too. I have the same gear. What am I doing? So I was able to put that into practice, and slowly over the last few years have just enjoyed just going out. All my friends know that if there's a storm, I'm kind of like Reed also. If there's a chance, I'm going to chase. And
so I'm going to ask you a question on that, because that's a good segue. Lori, what are your feelings right now with COVID and the stay-at-home orders and all that kind of stuff? What are your feelings with chasing at this moment? Do you feel you should be, you shouldn't be? And what are your plans, I guess, for this year? Yeah,
so it seems like we're beginning to come, at least from a country's perspective, from the state's perspective, they're going to start opening the doors a little bit to all of this. And you definitely, if there is a legal stay-at-home order, or they don't want you crossing into Texas, I think that was a thing, a couple of weeks ago or something, where things were really locked down. They did not want you even to cross state lines and things like that. I think that was important to do. I know I've gone out to shoot the Milky Way. There's nobody around for 100 miles, and I can be out there and I live in a very small town south of Tucson, so I will not encounter literally anybody out here. But things are different everywhere. I don't know what the laws are, out in the plains, but I do know that a lot of states I think we're right at the cusp of a lot of states lifting those restrictions. So it's encouraging to know, but I think that any kind of workshop and all of that, you have to consider each and every person. Any kind of tour group, you just have to find out, are they high risk? Are you going to provide masks and all of that? But right now, I think as of today, I think we're barely entering into that new unfound territory of tiptoeing back to normal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You got me on a political one there. I was like,
Lori, a year ago today, Lori, we were in Byers, Texas for the first tornado of the year. And now, for me anyway, being in Canada, the border's closed.
Yeah.
So there's no chance. But I hope you get a chance to get out to the plains this year. That would be a lot of fun. And I don't think there's going to be the chaser convergence that we've seen in prior years.
Yeah.
There's a positive.
I do have I am scheduled to be out there in the first week of June, and fingers are crossed. Going to try to head out there from Colorado, but fingers are crossed. Just kind of anticipating being able to be out there legally, and if I can, then I'll do it. But I don't want to. I'm not going to break laws if all of a sudden this gets worse and they lock everything down again. That's just
Lori, it's way better to ask for forgiveness than for permission.
I've heard that, and I can't say I haven't used that before.
Which is why the Border Patrol has Greg's picture.
Exactly.
Whoa. Lori lives south of Tucson. If anybody has to worry about Border Patrol, it's Lori.
Sure.
You will see a lot of Border Patrol when you're out shooting like Milky Way and stuff.
I'm just going to drink while you guys are talking.
Good idea.
So Lori, I'm going to ask you the question we ask almost every single photographer we have come on the show, which is for tips. And so tip number one is lightning. How because there's a secret to photographing lightning and making it look as beautiful as you make it look.
Correct.
So let's talk on the front end first, and actually shooting lightning. Give us some tips, camera tips on doing that.
I'll answer that question if Greg can tell me how to get lightning going through a tornado. How do you do that? That is the most epic shot I saw. I think I've seen last.
Yeah,
year.
you basically drive 1,000,000 miles over 10 years, taking thousands of shots, and get one shot of a lightning strike going through a tornado.
But once you do that, it's a mic drop. It's like, okay, I'm done. I can go.
Camera drop.
Cool. Never.
Yeah, have you noticed Greg hasn't had many photos lately? I think that probably explains it, right?
Yeah. So basically, when I first started back in 2016 was really my first. I would say my first official. There is no official. We're not. We're not. I guess there's no college for professional storm chasing, is there? I guess the College DuPage does all those workshops and all that good stuff. So I guess so. I guess there is. But back in 2016, I did things that people who are just starting out at storm chasing photography does, and we don't know anything about triggers and all of that, is the old set that shutter and hold your finger down, and when you get back into post 1,000 out of 1,000 images that you have to review and call, you might be lucky if you have 1 or 2 bolts in them. Those days are long gone for me. I'm so tired of doing that. And then I actually have it right here, and everybody will swear by this, but this has been my lifesaver for daytime shots, is the LT4 from lightningtrigger.com. See, I almost belched on the air. That would have been bad.
Looks like a fuzzbuster.
Oh, what?
It looks like a fuzzbuster, radar for police.
Oh.
In the old, okay, am I that old?
I wouldn't know
they
that.
They don't have that anymore? What the heck?
Hey,
What are they
Maz,
using?
Chips isn't on anymore either.
Hey, Lori,
Said that. You can hear the theme to Chips, can't you?
I got to mention, your lighting is so excellent. And you're like the Thomas Kincaid of,
oh, gosh.
of portraits and things. So do you ever put, like when you do weddings and stuff, you're like, can you guys move over with this cumulonimbus behind you?
Absolutely.
Do you really?
I mean, not necessarily that, but the reason, when you start out as a wedding photographer or a portrait photographer, I mean, when I first started doing this, I realized that it's so easy to want to just have your images look like everybody else's, right? Especially wedding photos. You just open up the cover of any wedding magazine, and that light and airy style is so popular. It's great. The exposure, that the skin looks perfectly exposed and bright, and it's beautiful. It's got that Fujifilm look, if you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But you have to set yourself apart if you're going to be a successful photographer. And so I just decided, okay, well, I love shooting landscapes. I'm doing it again, aren't I? Bob Dole says, I love shooting landscapes. And so for me, it was important to always, if I'm out there with the client and I'm out there, shooting, we're out there in front of a bunch of saguaros or something, and these jagged, rocky, mountain backdrops. I don't want to lose that beautiful sky. You guys have been out, if you've been to Arizona, man, every afternoon is a perfect sunset almost. Mm-hmm. And so I really hated that. So I did everything that I could to incorporate my landscape aspect into my photography. And so by doing that, I love having that shot. So I want to make sure if I have to use flash and whatever I need to, I'm able to still capture that sky. And that's the thing that keeps my clients coming back to me, is that they love that I can bring the full dynamic range of the camera to be able to use that to be able to capture them with this cool looking background. And that's always my goal.
Okay, Lori, I got one last question then before our break. I need you to be completely honest.
Uh-oh.
Okay, completely honest. Like, you got to put it all on the table here. If you could make your living doing storm photography, would you ever shoot another wedding ever again?
Absolutely not. If I could make a living just being out on the plains or chasing, if there were storms every day of the week, and not only that, but if those storms actually resulted in people actually wanting to buy my stuff and make a living by doing it, I would do that in a heartbeat. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I love shooting weddings. I miss shooting people, but there is nothing like the catharsis of being out under an epic storm.
And they'd have to have wedding cake at those storms. That would be the only exception. But all right, so tell you what, everybody, we need to refill our drinks. We're gonna take a quick break. If you happen to be listening to the audio podcast. Get ready for a new segment of Titan U Minute from the Tornado Titans. But we will be right back, and we're going to play the lightning round with Shannon. So go ahead and stay tuned.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah, usually you wait till the clapping's done.
Yeah,
before-
sorry.
but that's
Sorry,
all right.
I just
Stepping on the
realized that.
audience. Stepping on the audience.
What,
Phil.
what's up?
The Titan U Minute thing.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of the, like, have you gone on their website and watched all their Titan U? Like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Rachel
Like-
Sander does a lot of that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it is,
outstanding.
it is like by far the best thing on the internet if you want to learn about severe weather. Like, it's amazing.
Yep.
I have learned more about severe chasing from Skip Talbot's videos on YouTube and Titan U, just than I have anywhere else, hands down.
Good stuff. Okay. How's everybody doing with the drinks? You good?
Good.
It's good.
I'm getting kind of low. Someone
you
mentioned
did
the
get a
Leinenkugel Summer
Leinenkugel.
Shandy.
Yeah. See, we got to ask you what you're drinking. I was going to do that, but then you
see,
threw
I'm
it
already
at him,
talking,
so-
right? I'm
Yeah,
already
yeah.
introduced, so they know the voice.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, whatever.
Hey,
I
Phil,
did listen.
Is
I
there
did
any
have
other?
to do it. I did have to do it one episode because I think it was Cantori's episode because everyone was drinking freaking water.
Right.
It was water, water, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm freaking drinking.
Look at I got.
And then
yeah.
Cantori came in. He was drinking too, I think. So
Oh my gosh.
So shout out to people watching tonight. Satsuma, Timothy, Tim Veltman's on. Shannon Bolesky, our guest
Shannon's
from
back.
Yeah.
last
Shannon.
episode's back watching. Bill from Severe Radar Watchers.
Who's this
Garrett-
Lori Grace AZ?
Who's
That's
that?
on?
Yeah.
Just some schmuck out there in Arizona.
Garrett Beverly,
her.
Liz Kemp.
Hey, Phil, if there's another part of the show that I can wreck for you, just let me know and I can.
You want to do something like that, man? I'd love it.
Like
Yeah.
I can totally interrupt you and
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, like I can.
I thought you were
Like-
talking about making a segment.
I know.
And I
No,
was like,
no,
yeah, we'll
I'm,
take
I'm,
that. But no, if you
no,
want to
I'm
interrupt
seriously
me,
meaning
we
like
got
if you
plenty
want
of
me
that.
to like ruin something going forward, I just let me know
No, we're
when.
good.
And,
Yeah. Okay.
We're
Okay.
good. Yeah, we're good.
You know, his
So,
segment would be
appreciate
like, okay, so 2 parts Canadian Windsor
One,
and anything else you want.
whatever.
I'll have a
Yeah.
2 shots of golden shower.
We'll call it the Crown Royal Minute with
There you go.
Greg Johnson. All right,
I'm in the
so
right place being part Irish, doesn't it?
I
We'll,
guess.
One
We'll
more
come
we
back.
missed. Shane Adams. Hey, Shane. There you go.
oh, Shane's back on.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll come back. I'll have a question for Lori. We'll kind of go through some more questions if you guys got some. Mine are going to be, I'm going to get into more photography tips and things like
Sure.
that. But if there's a good segue into something else, you guys take it and go. And then we'll do the lightning round. This is going to be audio. It's going to be a listening. Kim, somewhat for you as well, because you're going to, I think, appreciate this a little bit.
Okay. All right.
But we will pit. So I'll explain it when we get there. It's always more
I'm
fun
actually
to do
kind
it
of
that
glad.
way.
I'm actually kind of glad you never let us know ahead of
Yeah,
time.
it's better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. So everybody ready? Laura, you good?
Yep.
Yeah, let me belch first, and then I'll be good.
Okay.
I just took care of that.
There's a mute button just to let you know. I've hit it like 10 times. I'm like, every time you see me mute, it's like,
There's a mute button.
You guys didn't tell me about this beforehand.
All right, we're coming back in 3, 2. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are with photographer and storm chaser Lori Bailey's with us, and so Lori, my questions are always: I want to become a better photographer. I've got to become a little better storm chaser, but now I want to increase and improve that end of what I do, so people can see that I actually see things. But so my question is, what's the best thing you have learned photographing storms, whether it's supercells, lightning, tornadoes, whatever? What is the one tip that you picked up on and went, wow, that really improved what I'm doing? And maybe it's even edit, maybe it's post editing or something. I don't know what it is, but tell me your secret.
You know, I have to say that I think more than anything is before you can capture an epic shot, yeah, having the gear is one thing. You can learn all of that stuff online. A lot of the stuff I did, a lot of the stuff I've learned when it comes to actually having to, edit photos using Photoshop or Lightroom. The post-processing stuff, you can learn all of that essentially for free if you really just look at the right places, and you have the right friends that already know that and are willing to share that with you. But it really comes down to just having the grit to get out there. I think Greg said it. What did you say? You travel thousands and thousands of miles, and you just have to really be willing to do that. Even if you don't have the time, you can still chase in your backyard. Some of my best shots have all been here in Rio Rico, within 1 to 2 miles from my house, just because someone texted me or I happened to be looking at radar. But I was always willing to take that chance. You have to be willing to take that chance to just get out there, prepare to capture nothing, and prepare to be disappointed. I think that's such a perfect tip for me, because when I first started out, I did the driving. I miss the storms. If you guys have ever chased Southern Arizona storms, you'll realize these pulse storms will disappoint you like no others, because you'll see one storm, one tower go up in one direction, and then you head to the other direction trying to chase the other one, and you get to that other one, and that one dies, and the other one just went epic, and it split, and it became a line, or it ended up turning into an MCS farther out west or something, and then you're just sitting there with such disappointment. But you just have to keep getting after it. It will suck your morale. It will suck your motivation. But you just have to. Oh, so here's my best tip. Now, when I chase, it's important. I'm going to give you guys this jewel, this little nugget. Okay. Now, before I used to go out and I wanted several. I wanted to come home with a treasure chest full of. I wanted to capture the lost ark. I wanted to get in there and come home with all the treasure. And that's not going to happen on these chases. So I told myself, all right, if I get out there and I chase for 1,000 miles, if I can come home with one shot that I personally feel is a really extraordinary image, then I'm going to be happy with that. And that's been the key to my own personal happiness when storm chasing. And I don't usually come home bitter, kicking the cat anymore, even after a long day. It's a figure of speech, kicking the cat syndrome. But
PETA's on line 1. So.
Oh crap!
Hey, so do you get a lot of people actually calling you and giving you tips on where things are, and hey, you got to check this out?
No, I actually, I've been doing this long enough now. I guess I know it sounds silly, but I just sniff the dirt, the old Twister.
Oh my God.
That's the best way to do it.
Oh my God.
Sorry. It really is. When it comes out here, of course.
Lori, the days of sniffing the dirt are over.
Sorry. I don't care. I am not a meteorologist. I do everything I can to learn about all that stuff. But, the monsoon storms are not the kind of setups that you get out in the plains. In fact, I met a friend, Laura. She's been a long time chaser out on the plains, and she came to visit, or she was in Arizona one time, and I met up with her, and she was telling me, how the hell do you do it? It's easier to chase on the plains than it is in Arizona, because over there we can at least anticipate, the front moving in, the dry line setup, and we can actually target a specific area, and there might be multiple storms. Mm-hmm. Down here, she was telling me that she goes here, the storms pop up over there. She goes over there, and she was at her wit's end. And I just said, I'm willing to show you a few spots. And I showed her a few areas, and we ended up being successful over those couple of days. So it's funny to see that you plains chasers get frustrated when you come out to Arizona. So then I know that I'm not alone, that it's not that easy to find these storms. But again, if you just have that tenacity and that will to just keep after it, you're going to have storms in your own backyard ultimately here in Arizona. So,
or you could just send her out and go the opposite direction and know that,
Yeah, just start giving really bad advice to people, Lori.
And that, to be honest with you guys, the thing that I'm proudest most and that I really appreciate the most out here in Arizona is that, we're a smaller community. We're a lot farther away, and we're disconnected from kind of the overall scheme of things. I don't think I know of maybe a handful of people that have actually been to Chaser Con or any of those. And I've always wanted to go to those. But the small group of chasers out here in Arizona are always willing to help each other out, and like, hey, get away from that storm, come over here, this is going epic, this outflow boundary is kicking up new storms, guys, this is where it's at, you need to drive east instead of west, small things like that, just to give each other the tips that we need to hopefully get to the right storm right at sunset and have everything just go bonkers. And
Hey, Lori, do you have a CB? Like, do you have a two-way radio deal?
Nah, we have cell phones.
Okay, so let's imagine you did, though. What would be your CB handle?
I would have to take my dad's old CB handle, which is the Fugitive.
Oh,
I love
I
it.
like that.
There you go.
My dad
go with that.
My dad was in a band in the '60s, and it was called Don Bailey and the Fugitive. So when I used to ride to the lake with him, he'd get on a CB and he'd say, Breaker 19, this is the Fugitive talking. You're really bringing it out in me today. It's crazy.
Hey, Lord, if Phil had a CB handle, what would his CB handle?
So here's my question, Lori. We'll bypass that.
Mr. Clean.
What kind of equipment do you bring with you? Like when you are chasing, what are you bringing with you? Whether it's the camera equipment, what are you looking at when it's radars and all that jazz?
Yeah, so for me, it's really important, and I can't stress enough. When I first started, I have to admit, watching people and watching tornado hunters and seeing all this cool gear and all this epic stuff that I'm not going to use the word epic. I promise. I'll stop. Everybody hates the word epic. It's been so overused, but having all this amazing technology at your fingertips is really awesome. And then I realized, I looked at my budget and then I go, oh, that's not going to be possible. I'm not going to be able to have the 4x4 and all that. And then I realized I didn't need that to be a chaser. I realized that it's just as simple as having a radar scope or, having a radar app. And something that my friend John has always said is, once you realize a storm's going up and you see the towers going up, echo tops are looking good, vertically integrated liquid, you're able to start honing in on a storm that's about to drop lightning. Put the damn phone down, put all the gear down if you're there already, and focus on the storm. There's nothing better than actually being able to eyeball a tower and an updraft base. And so I push towards that to people when I'm actually giving tips, is that, I have some pretty cool photography gear and lenses. And I'll talk about that briefly, but I think it's still more important to be able to just keep your eyes on the clouds. Mm-hmm. And just so you guys know, when I chase, I usually just have either an iPad and my phone or just my phone, because I don't want that kind of distraction. I don't know about you guys, if you haven't already been able to tell, but I'm easily
distracted.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Yeah.
I don't need that.
She's kicking that cat.
I'm sorry. You're a cat. Yeah.
So you bring up a good point, though, because in meteorology, you have to be a good observer to be a good forecaster.
Right.
So I understand that people sometimes get so locked into the computer models instead of going outside and looking, see what's going on, look at the observations, look at the surface map, and they forget to do that. So I think that's a good point, even in photography.
Thanks. Yeah.
Have you ever gone chasing for a haboob? Because I'm thinking as a tour, you might get some people. I'd go down for some haboobs, wouldn't you guys?
I'd be down for haboob.
Yeah.
Right.
The really big ones are good.
You get the wrong people joining that tour, though.
People. I'm here for the boobs. I'm like,
What are you
nothing but class here at Stormfront Freaks.
Nothing.
Right.
Writing that one down.
So the workshop.
That one down.
Yeah. It is tough to chase those haboobs because you really have to be set up out ahead. Did I say boob?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Well, Kim was like the big one. Hey, and the big ones are the ones like, oh, for crying out loud.
Hey, it's thundered twice now. If you guys missed that, but
we did.
Unfortunately, we got to cut you off, Roy, because that's the sound. That again. Yep, there it is. That is the sound. It is time for our lightning round. So this is our game show of brilliant and flashy questions that we always play with our guests. And we always invite everybody to play along with this. But tonight, we're going to have a little fun tonight because we're going to play Name That Tune 80s Hair Bands.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Name that tune with 80s hair bands. And so here's my question to you, Lori. Is my understanding is you're a fan of the hair bands back in the 80s. Tell me some of the concerts, some of the bands you saw back then.
So I'll let you in on a little secret. My dad used to be the director, God rest his soul. He used to be the director of the El Paso County Coliseum back in the 80s. And I was a very young teenager back then. I have tinnitus now for that very reason. Because I may or may not have been able to get snuck in free to every single metal band that visited El Paso in the 80s. So Rat, Motley Crue, Poison, Iron Maiden, let's keep going, Dio, not just hair bands, but anything, Ice Capades, for Pete's sake. Oh, I'll be there. So, yeah.
Are they loud, the Ice Capades? Are they
Ice Capades are the worst.
That's how she got the thing.
That was crazy.
Disney
So
on Ice.
here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna play this. I'm going to play the very beginning of a tune, and I'm gonna stop it, and then Lori, at that point, I'll ask you, and you got a chance to guess the band or the name of the song. I'm going to go with the band. You got to guess the band, and if you can name the song as well, you get bonus points for that. But if you can't, then I'm going to turn it over to the freaks, and our freak co-hosts, they get to chime in to see if they can figure it out or guess it. Okay? So
Well.
are you ready, Lori? You with us? Ready to go? Here we go. So the first song. All right, you got it. Name the band.
You ready?
I'm
Yeah.
ready. Name
Oh,
the
yeah.
band.
Guns and Roses.
Yeah.
That's correct. Guns N' Roses. Do you know the
I
name
hope
of
they're
the
getting
song?
harder than that, Phil.
Yeah, that was
I hope so too. That was
All the
interesting.
Bengals
Oh
fans.
my God! Look at this. The
Softball,
critics are coming out. You
softball.
always
Boy.
have to start easy, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Song number 2. All right, name that band.
Rat. Round
Rat.
and round.
Good job.
You got it.
Good one.
That was
Monsoon.
Rat. Kim's shaking her head like she's got these down.
Kim,
You're
what
gonna have
comes
to go
around
start-
goes around.
You're gonna have to go tease your hair, Kim.
I think I should.
Hold on. Come on,
your
Kim.
bangs.
Come on, Kim.
Nah, 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 nah.
There
How's
you
that?
go.
Look at that.
Good job, Garrett.
Wow.
Garrett got that one on.
All right, you got it, Lori. What is it?
Oh, yeah. Rocky like a hurricane. You guys are going to lose.
Scorpions.
It. Sorry.
Scorpions.
Wow.
Did you like not say the whole name of the band on that? I might
Oh,
have
I
to
did.
take
I
a
said it's
point on
Rocky like a hurricane. by the
Scorpions.
Yeah.
that. Okay, yeah, I was just double
She said
checking.
score.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna run the table.
Okay,
We're
That's
not
all you get.
gonna take it. Okay.
yeah, by who?
Or, no, Twisted Sister. I said
Sister.
Twisted.
Very good, very good.
There.
All right,
She's good. She's good. Lori
Yeah.
is good.
all right, here we go. Next one.
Sounds like Dr. Feelgood from Motley Crue.
Mhm.
Beginning.
Is that Dr.
Just that.
Motley Crue?
Yeah. Oh.
That
Oh.
is incorrect. I'm going to play a little bit more here for the freaks.
Wow. It's close.
Okay, freaks, you guys got that one? Anybody?
I'm gonna say
I
Judas
know the song, but I
Priest,
don't know who sings it.
Ooh, I quit.
All right, so you guys, you don't get it either. So I get the point on that, but Lori, what is it?
Motley Crue. It's Kickstart My Heart. You guys suck.
Oh.
You
What'd she say? You guys suck?
She said you suck.
Wow.
All right,
It didn't
the
take
gauntlet's been
long for you to
thrown.
turn on us,
It
Lori.
did not.
Sorry.
It
I
did
am
not.
kicking my
Wow.
Haboobs.
All right, here we
I
go.
gotta tell you, online, Garrett is knocking it out.
one of my favorites.
All right,
That's right.
Lori.
I was jealous because I saw it on the behind Kim's on Kim's wall. Van Halen.
Right on.
Very good. And the name of the song?
There it is.
I have to go through it.
Goes around, comes around.
Panama. There we go.
Panama.
Got
We got a little
Panama.
Panama there. Okay, next one. We got just a couple more.
Killing it. Girls from Motley Crue.
Motley Crue, yes.
Boy,
that
you
is
like
correct.
Motley Crue, Phil,
This
or
is
what?
There's two Motley Crue. Hey, I pulled from the top 500 metal hair bands, but these are all like top 20 songs. I
You got
didn't
with
make
the
it too
warrant or
hard.
something.
Didn't make it too hard. Here we go. Do you know from that?
Whoa, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
That's probably from the album, maybe not from the radio start to that. But so I'm gonna go. You don't have that, so I'm gonna play just a little bit more here for the freaks.
Oh, Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys.
Hair band.
Yeah, I know it now. Cherry pie.
Yes, very good. Cherry pie.
All right.
That's a little warrant for you.
Yeah.
All right, last two.
See, yeah.
What?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Aerosmith.
Dude looks like a lady.
Right.
Oh, hey, what? That wasn't yours to take.
Like, I'm not even starting. Yeah, that was easy.
but she got it.
She already
give
got it.
There
that
we
was my
go.
first concert.
So I've got a point, and Lori's got them all. We're going to the last one. This is for all the marbles. Whoever gets this one is going to go home.
Can we
with
shout
the
it out,
prize.
Phil, or am I?
Daddy says he's young, but he's old enough for me.
Okay, but I need a band and a name of the song, not the lyrics from the song.
Sorry. The name is 17, and the band is Winger.
Very good.
Wow.
17.
Lori.
Holy
Wow. That's
Sorry,
amazing.
guys.
That's amazing.
Did you ever
that.
go to any parties?
After parties?
Lori, how do you not have a black shirt with white sleeves on right now, like some sort of concert shirt going
Do you
on?
have a
I
tattoo?
do.
Oh, you
I
do. Kim
I'm
does. She came
old.
prepared
I do.
tonight.
I
So
did.
I do. I just didn't think it would be appropriate to wear it tonight. 'Cause
Not appropriate
the
for
ones that I
us.
have are
Next
With this
time.
classy.
You're,
All
giving,
right.
you're giving us a lot of credit.
Well, Lori, outstanding job. Do us a favor. Let everybody know how they can follow you on social media, where they can find your great photos and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I try to keep it simple. So Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can find me by just searching Lori Grace AZ, which is short for Arizona. So that's my username for almost all three of those, and a host of others. But if you look at those three, you can find most of my current stuff when I'm out there chasing.
Very good. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody. We're going to go ahead and take our final break, and we'll be right back with the famous hashtag Weather Fools and Weather Trollbot 5000's coming back. Okay. Good job, Lori. Well done.
Lori.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lori.
Awesome.
I love rock.
Yeah.
Kim, how many of those did you know? Seriously,
I knew
from just the first few seconds.
there was probably 3 or 4 of them I didn't know. I wasn't a huge hairband person.
So what
So-
were the not the concerts you see now? Because I know you go see them all now while they're
Yeah. Well, they're sober,
while
which
they're-
is nice.
Sober, yeah.
Yeah.
not as good probably though.
Yeah, they're better.
Really?
I swear.
Okay.
Aerosmith, all of them, they're better. Metallica, they're all good now.
So who
But,
were some of your favorites that you went back in your day that you loved seeing when they were in their drunken prime?
in their drunken prime? Well, let's see. Styx, believe it or not, was really good back in the 70s.
That's not
Aerosmith.
metal,
No, yeah, just some of this
though. Yeah.
Metallica,
rock,
Skid Row.
what else did I see? Skid Row. You know, there's so many I've
Sebastian.
seen. Jethro Tull,
Oh yeah.
Heart was awesome.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s. 80s, I really didn't go to a lot in the 80s because I was in the
Okay.
military. I think because I was traveling around so much, but I've made up for it since then.
There you go.
Good for you. All right, Lori, you got to do us a quick favor, and then Greg's got a question. I think I'm going to cut him off before he cuts
No,
me
that's
off.
okay. That's all right.
Lori, do us a favor and give us a little sound bite. You can just say, hi, this is photographer and storm chaser Lori Bailey. You're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast or something like that.
Okay. Hi, this is Lori Bailey, and I am a Southern Arizona photographer and storm chaser. You are listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Well done. Good
One
job.
take. Nice.
Hey, Jim Cantori took like 9 takes on
Yeah,
that same
yeah.
He
thing.
did not. He
He
did.
did.
That's the
'Cause
second time he's
he
been
had
on the
no
show.
clue who we were. That's why. It was like Freaks
Freak
Front
somebody
Stormfront group.
here.
The Storm Freaks. That's all right. Okay. So, Lori, are you sticking around for our
Sure.
last couple segments? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So we have
you
first
sure?
off.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
First off, we
you know.
have hashtag Weather Fools Maz.
Ah.
So we'll come in out of break to you and our song, and
Okay.
you can introduce Weather Fools, of which I have 4.
Holy cow.
I have
I have-
one.
I have one.
I'm not supposed to be sharing it. Hang on. There. I have 2.
Whoa. Good
2
job. MJ.
listener contribution.
Okay. Let's do Kim, Greg.
Oh, me first.
Yeah, you ladies.
Hey, let's
first,
do this. Everybody go ahead and share your screen now if you got something to show. Do you have any
Boy,
Weather
this always
Fools,
makes me
Lori, or
nervous.
you're
No, I couldn't
along for
find
the
them.
ride? So you're now a freak, so you can comment and make funny jokes like Maz, you know, and 50% of the time they'll be funny.
Like
and the other
Maz?
50% they'll kind
Whoa.
of fall flat, and that's all right though. 50%, that's, man, you'd be a Hall of Famer if it were
Batting
baseball.
500. I know it.
That's right.
That's right. My wife's going 50%. 10%.
Oh man.
Apparently, there are a lot of repeat jokes.
All right,
MJ,
everybody
do you see my screen?
I do. I see Kim's and
Yeah.
Phil's and mine and
Yes.
Greg's.
Now,
Okay,
Kim,
wait.
just remember when you're ready to talk about it, you have to pull whatever you're looking at up on the screen.
What do you mean? You mean click
Well,
on
just
it?
click on
On
the
your
tab.
browser,
Yeah,
yep,
click
on
on
your
the
browser,
tab
like
as
you're
you're
looking
showing
at
it, or yeah, so we can see it. Because like right now, if we share your screen, we'll see what you see, which is all of us on StreamYard.
Okay.
Right?
So yeah.
So just click on the tab that you're trying to talk about. That's all.
So then for a moment you won't see us and stuff, but you just talk about it and then I'll take it off when it needs to be off.
Is that a puppy?
Yeah. So like right now, I'm sharing my screen, and this is what I'm seeing. But when I go
I want
to
to see that.
the tab, I'll go to the tab.
Well, can
right?
I show you what I'm going to show you? And you
Sure.
tell
I don't
me if
know.
it works? Okay.
I don't know, maybe not.
see it?
I'll show you mine if you show me.
No,
yours.
hang on.
Stop it.
Do you see it?
Nope. Now, but that's my problem. There, now I do. Yep, we see it.
Okay, awesome.
Oh,
That's very
Okay.
I
cool.
remember
Oh, yeah,
seeing
cool.
this,
I
Kim.
just saw
I
that.
remember
I
seeing
know.
this.
I just love
This
it.
was awesome.
And it's appropriate, really, for you know.
Hey, so I've got a question because this went around quite a bit. Is anybody doing the old folks on the trailer storm chase tour? Nope. I'll take
Oh,
that as a
no.
no. That's good.
That's a
was
good one.
hilarious.
That's a good one.
I know the one you're talking about, but
Yeah, I
no,
do
that's
too.
not
Okay.
mine.
So MJ, I'll do you third, and then Phil, you can figure out if you want to use all 4 or just a couple, or however many. Just you got the
Okay.
time on that one. So Kim, Greg, MJ, and Phil.
Okay.
All right. Hold. I'm queuing mine up here. Hold on.
Okay, wait. Not that. That. Okay.
Please tell me that's a puppy. There, Lori, I'm just checking.
Yeah, it's
Oh, good.
she's hideous. She's my spouse's dog.
The cats
but
have all
she,
been
for some reason,
kicked.
loves me. Sorry.
Oh.
Is that a half cat, half dog? Is that what that is?
So a friend of the family actually called her a PIFA. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Poor excuse for an animal.
Oh, wow.
That's my husband would say that. He likes the bigger dogs.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
too. They're put away.
Mhm.
German Shepherd.
Oh, no. Oh.
All right. I think I'm queued up, ready to go.
Okay, and I'm gonna
and
bring-
then-
Phil, I'm going to bring your screen up so you don't do it because otherwise we'll step on each other. You know what I mean?
No. Oh yeah. No, I was just doing it. To
Right,
show Kim.
exactly,
That's all.
exactly.
Yep. And then so when we're done with Weather Fools, Maz episode 104 show notes, and then we'll hit Weather Trollbot 5000. We got 3 of those. We'll hit the Freak Fan Box and close it out. Everybody good?
Good.
Everybody ready? All right, Maz. We're counting you
Okay.
in. 3, 2.
All right, time now for hashtag Weather Fools. This is the part where, and we're getting so many of them. People doing stupid stuff. You should have a dart gun that shoots and sticks them with the word "stupid" on it. That, oh my goodness. Well, Kim, hey, we're gonna go ladies first. I mean, some of these are like, what were you thinking? All right, Kim, what do you got tonight?
And I don't know if I can actually say this person's a fool because I don't know the circumstance, but what we're looking at is, this is from Matt M. McKnight on Twitter. And he was actually driving along the interstate. This is in Washington
Wow.
State, by the way. And he came across not just dust devil. This was like a tumbleweed
Yeah.
tornado, he's calling it. But it's a dust devil, but it's picked up a lot of tumbleweed, and it is just incredible. And you can actually see the debris that hits up against, I'm assuming it's a windshield that's protecting him from this, but I'm not sure. But I thought I had never seen anything like this before in my life. And it's just absolutely incredible. If you haven't seen this, you got to check it out. Tumbleweed, just insane. I think this could hurt really badly if you were
really
out in this.
I think the tumbleweeds,
they do. They hurt.
are the tumbleweeds the fools then? Because they got themselves caught up in that dust devil?
I think you're right. I think you're right.
So.
Well, he
Dream
pulled it over
come
to
true
videotape
right there.
But that's insane to me. And so I'm assuming he's in his car, but I'm not sure. But really cool stuff.
Hope so. It's like getting hit with a thistle bush.
Yeah,
It's like,
That'll
that's
hurt.
definitely.
man. Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Look at
pretty
that.
good.
That's awesome.
That was more cool than Weather Fool, just to let you know.
Yeah. Oh God.
So let's go to the source, Greggles. What do you?
Well, hey, listen, in the age of COVID,
Oh,
I found this on Twitter as well. Crowded beach in the Yukon Territory up in northern Canada. And listen, in general, Canadians have done a very good job of the social distancing. But as soon as the weather turned warm, this is a beach that in Carcross, Yukon, which basically the whole territory has about 30,000 people, and they all showed up on the same beach.
There's no ice.
Real? Are there that many people on one beach? Is that real?
No, Phil,
It doesn't
it's
even
not.
look real. I
No,
swear to
it's
God.
not real, Phil. It's fake.
We saw that picture in
fake news.
Arizona.
Wow.
That's crazy. Literally.
Oceanfront property. in
There's no
Arizona.
room.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's no
How are they
fun.
enjoying
That's no
themselves?
fun.
hey, that guy is not 6 feet. Right
No,
there.
right there.
That one guy. That one
Waldo.
guy is not 6 feet from the other.
Wow.
The numbers in the Yukon are going to go crazy.
When was that
I
taken?
hope not.
I don't know.
You're not like pulling it from last year, right?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. It was
All right.
It was the
These
tweet.
people.
Everything on Twitter is real. Everyone
That's
knows
right.
that.
True. That is true. All right.
Man,
Keep going,
I
though.
know there's a lot of stupid people, but that's a lot of stupid people. I mean, that is a
Yeah.
lot.
Wow. All right. Hey, good one on that one. Okay, MJ, you've got some. Are they personal or are they fans or what are we looking
No,
at?
these are fan contributions. Okay. So the first one was contributed by Jay Bigham. Jay is painting, and look at this guy in the
I
hailstorm.
saw this.
He says, "Public service announcement: when it's hailing, don't park under an overpass on the highway, and don't do this."
What is he doing? The breaststroke? Is
Yeah,
that what he's doing?
What's he doing there?
I have no idea what he's doing,
For-
but he's
For
on
people.
top of his car getting.
Okay,
pelted
so if
by
you're
hail.
listening, he's on top of his car. Looks like he's doing.
Sorry, yeah, right.
He's
Yeah,
trying
and
to
trying to
keep the
save the
hailstones
windshield.
off his car.
Windshield.
Yeah.
I think that's what
I
he's
guess
trying to do.
protect
The
it
human
And for
target.
reference, he's parked under a tree.
under a
too,
tree.
so-
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, he's probably trying to protect his car. Doesn't want
Yeah.
hail dings on it. So there you
That
go.
hailstone's gonna hit him right between the legs.
Oh,
right
yeah,
there, and
he's
he's gonna
stitching
realize how
perfectly for
stupid he
it.
was.
I know this is small, but is he mooning us? What the heck?
Hard to say.
Doesn't it look a little?
Hey, we see
All
what
right.
we want to see, Maz.
All
All
right.
right. So here's number 2, and this is just a still shot. This was contributed by MLC Storm Chaser, and it says someone say tornado in Fannin County, and it's a picture. There's several pictures, but you can see a tornado in the background. And then I'll blow this one up because these are our fools today. There they are on a boat. They're on a boat in the water, drinking with a tornado in the background. So on the water.
Wow.
So there you go.
I have to
you
say,
wouldn't do that.
I'm pretty impressed with those two dudes.
I am too.
It's funny that's why we could all throw ourselves under the bus so many times,
Right.
And we're our own weather fools because we'd be like, "Oh, that's so cool! I want to do that."
Yeah.
So there you go. A couple of listener
All right. Good
contributions.
job. All right. Now Phil's got 4, I think. Or
I
2.
do have 4. I've got one that's also was shared with us, and that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, so this was from Tim Slane, and this was someone was recently fishing, and a tornado
Oh my
was
God.
approaching the little
Oh, Lord.
lake or pond they were fishing on, and he's like, "Oh, we got a tornado while we're fishing. This is pretty.
That's
oh, look at
slightly
this thing."
closer than the
Where
one.
the
that
hell
guy's
is this,
drinking.
Bill?
Yeah. Good question. My guess is it's down south somewhere, but
Oh, why do you
just
say
a
that?
guess.
No,
'cause
you
that's
just
where all
lost
the
a whole
tornadoes
bunch of
have been.
followers.
Oh,
Hey,
okay,
where have all the
okay.
tornadoes been? All down
right, you're
inside
off the hook.
down
okay.
there.
You're off the hook.
Right. It's kind of, there's a few hills there. It's not perfectly flat. It's just an assumption, but that's close, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, that's like,
That's way close.
and that's really, it's a great shot. I mean,
It
that
is.
Really is.
in all honesty, it's one of those dusty brown
Shakespeare
tornadoes
Green, yeah.
that doesn't move,
How does that
Yeah.
sneak up on you?
Uh,
You're like, oh,
All right,
You got earbuds in.
second weather fool. This is an article about two folks that were arrested for hoarding diapers and other supplies that were donated to Tennessee tornado
Oh, Lord.
victims.
Oh,
So this is just in the
Really?
last few weeks, but it was a
was this the
a trailer
Nashville
park.
outbreak? The Nashville?
I think it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Chattanooga, Tennessee area. But
Yeah.
it was a trailer park, and it was some managers of that trailer park that were sent these supplies to hand out to other people in the trailer park. And they were busted. They all had them in a storage facility.
Jeez.
They had all these supplies that they were hoarding
Oh my
themselves.
gosh.
So
I got other words besides fools for that, but okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to I'm trying to look in the article here if there's any names.
hopefully they saved a pair of depends for
Because I
themselves.
always
Shame
like
them.
using names, but I don't see any names on that one. All right, the third one. This is a McLaren. Now I'm not familiar necessarily with a McLaren because it's not in my price range for a vehicle, but it's a pretty expensive car that apparently was driving through floodwaters, following a pickup truck, thinking, "Oh, I might be able to do it," and he turns
wait.
off. Once he realizes he can't go, he turns off, and he's like, "I'm screwed. There's nothing I can do."
That's an
And,
expensive mistake.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Yeah. So very expensive mistake to think.
And he didn't have his blinker on either. I'm just
No.
saying.
He did not.
How
He
was
did
that
not.
bus?
Now the last one. This is my favorite of them all. Now this has been around social media quite a bit, especially on weather Twitter and everything else. But it's a video. Got this from Twitter, but it's funny because it was from a video on TikTok. But you'll see a lightning strike as soon as I play this video. You'll see a lightning
Crazy.
strike, and you realize that they're trying to videotape the storm, and then all of a sudden they see a vehicle drive by, and you guys got to see this.
There's the lightning strike.
Big lightning strike.
Oh Lord.
And what the heck? It's like a long-term care facility
Right.
that's going on a storm chasing tour on a trailer, an open trailer in the back of someone's SUV. They're all in their wheelchairs.
Wheelchairs. Yep. All on.
That needs the Benny Hill music right there.
What the heck? Well, if you watch
Like
the
the
video,
Beverly
they're playing
Hillbillies.
Dukes of Hazzard. They're playing the
Okay.
Dukes of Hazzard
Oh.
theme.
Oh, there's the lightning strike. Yeah.
What the heck is that?
God.
It's the Beverly Hillbillies.
Like, is that,
yeah.
are they literally like, hey, let's
This
go
is
see
a
the
story about a
storm?
man named Jim.
Jeez.
yeah.
And we'll take you in an open trailer, open flatbed trailer. I mean, I bet they
No.
don't even have all those wheelchairs tied down. They're just like,
That
hey,
one
They don't have
poor person is
seatbelts.
Also,
standing
they're
up.
not social distancing either.
no,
they're not.
I mean, that is,
Right.
yeah, you wonder why long-term care facilities are getting hammered so bad with
Right.
COVID. This is an example. They're taking them on open air storm tours.
It's called recreation, Phil.
Yeah, that's right.
Holy cow. Can you, that's just amazing.
No, they're not practicing social distancing, and no,
That's
Nick the
amazing.
body said the tornado wasn't practicing safe social distancing in your first one.
Oh,
No,
those were
that's true.
those were good, guys. Good job on that one. I'm proud of you. Okay, so if you want to check those out, you can go to stormfrontfreaks.com and check out episode 104 in the show notes area. You can check out all that stuff, and you'll be able to find the actual links and the videos. You get to see it big screen instead of the little small stuff there. So good job.
Yeah, these are definitely ones you got to check out. Okay, well, this it was time to bring back Weather Trollbot 5000. So for those of you that haven't experienced Weather Trollbot 5000, be
You're lucky.
prepared, especially if you're watching us live and not listening to the edited podcast, because. So Weather Trollbot 5000, we found her at a garage sale a year or so ago, and we basically
At least,
repurposed her to interpret the thoughts of our weather friends when they're getting trolled on social media. So, we scour social media and we find all these losers that are making just stupid statements to our weather friends. And of course, when our weather friends respond, it's always nice and professional. And But we've used Weather Trollbot 5000 to interpret what they were really thinking when they were formulating that professional response. So that's why she will use real language. So if you got kiddos, time to put the ear
Muffs.
muffs. Thank you. I couldn't think of earphones. Put the earmuffs on, and if you're listening to the edited version, hopefully we'll catch the edited.
Does the edited does it beep out?
It does beep out. Yes.
Yes, it does.
I didn't know that. I was like,
Because you
Haven't
never listened to the
Haven't
show.
ever listened to an episode, have you?
I'm usually pretty raw watching these.
All right, so the first one. So this is Kelly Dobeck. She's a news meteorologist at Cleveland 19 News. And she had a comment on Facebook. Someone said, and get this, "You have such a cute little figure. What in the world are you wearing? Those old lady high-waisted elastic band pants are something I'd never wear, and I'm 70.
Oh boy.
Please rethink that choice." Yeah, so Kelly, of course.
She had to be classy in her response.
Classy.
So.
Yep, she was. And funny, too. She said, "Well, this comment made me laugh. Usually, if I'm unsure about an outfit, I ask Mom. She always tells me the truth, and Mom did approve of my old lady pants." So that was her response.
Shock.
Nice.
But we all know.
A little
come on.
self-deprecating. and
That's
fine.
that's not what she was
May
really
have been
thinking.
thinking
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to
something
plug
else.
all this stuff into Weather Trollbot here.
Hold your ears, Laurie.
You don't know me very well.
And we're going to find out what she was really thinking.
Here is what Kelly was really thinking. You would never wear them because you don't have a cute little figure and they would never fit your lumpy, saggy, overweight old ass. Those XXX sweatpants you wear are just fine.
Okay, so that's what she was really thinking.
There you go.
Lumpy, soggy, overweight. Wow. See,
Wow.
let's be honest. We all think this stuff, right? We just don't ever tell anybody that we're really thinking that. Okay, next one. Kim's like, well, maybe not. But okay, so we're moving on to this one. You guys know Michael Binsky. He's been kind enough to share some of his recently. Mike's a storm chaser and photographer. He had a YouTube comment. This came from Robbie Costa. We're not afraid to use names if they're provided. Robbie said, LOL. Yes, guys, it's beautiful and amazing, but please stop commenting on the hard work. It's a time lapse. Basically, leave the camera on in one position and go back to pick it up later. The hardest work was probably uploading it to YouTube and choosing music that won't get a ban. This said, it is still awesome. And it is well done. And thumbs up to you, Mike.
Passive aggressive.
There's a compliment in there somewhere, right?
You guys would appreciate that. So,
Mike's such a classy guy, though. He would have had a good response, though.
yeah, his response was this. That's what I love about time-lapsing storms. I just put a camera out there, take a nap, come back later, and upload it to YouTube with some free music. It's like zero work. So I got to plug this in because we got to find out what Mike was really thinking. What Mike really thinks sometimes is pretty rough, pretty brutal. You just don't hear it. So here we go. Oh gosh, she's being a little.
Taking a little while on this one.
Yeah, sometimes she's old. You got to remember
Here
that.
is what
Oh, here
Mike
we
was
go.
really thinking. Holy fuck shit. What a condescending a-hole. You can't criticize me and my work then say good job, Mike. Do a fucking time lapse on your phone of the best shit storm you can find and see if it can win your pecker an Emmy.
Wow.
It made me work overtime on that one.
Just heard
Yeah,
one long
robot.
beep on that one. I don't
Yeah,
know.
those of you listening to the audio podcast, you probably didn't catch any of that.
That's the
Oh,
four letter, yeah.
Wow.
Mike's good. I like his brain. I like what he's thinking. Okay.
It's similar to yours, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the last one is always one of our favorites. She always provides us plenty of material. Any guesses, folks, who this might
Ginger
be?
Z.
Ginger Z. Yep, chief meteorologist, ABC News.
Ginger.
So here's one of her recent ones. It was a Twitter comment from PNW native at Snowy Ridge. That's who it's from. Said, at Ginger Z, just give the people the actual forecast temperature and let them determine how it feels like to them. Quote unquote feels like. So apparently Ginger was given the feels like temperature, right? And this person saying, hey, just give us the temperature, let us decide what it feels like. Right?
Okay.
So Ginger said, no, that's not how it works. Our bodies are more stressed when it's a 95 temp with a 75 dew point than they are with a 65 dew point. That's why we show heat index. It's not per individual. That's why there's a scientific chart.
Yeah, way too much science for that person.
Yeah,
We're not going to get it. But good.
Exactly.
It makes a lot of sense, that answer.
So let's see. Let's see what Ginger was thinking. Ginger's usually not too bad. But let's see. Here we go.
Here is what Ginger was really thinking. This is a first. Some ass clown complaining about the feels like temperature. Good God, I'm actually going to waste my time to address this one. I only have so many characters to say it's science and you're a fucking moron.
That's all she wants to say is it's science and you're a fucking moron. That's it.
Oh, wait.
That's all she wants to say. Yep,
Oh, one
write
more
that
beat.
down.
Yeah.
I like this section. Let's keep doing it.
Oh,
Have fun
God.
with that
All
one,
right.
MJ.
So we're gonna put
Yes,
we're gonna put Weather Trollbot back in the garage for a little while, but that's always fun. And I'll throw this out to any of our listeners. If you guys ever come across something on social media where one of our weather fans and weather friends is getting trolled by somebody and they're trying to be nice in their response, we'd love to see it. Go ahead and pass it on to us at either social media. Just search as Stormfront Freaks or send it to questions@stormfrontfreaks.com.
That sounds like you could have a shirt, like where the Trollbot says ...
That's true. We need to get one of those.
That would be good.
We'll talk to them.
That's
about
called
setting that up.
merchandising.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got that. Go to helicity.co. We got it there. We're good.
Send me a postcard, drop me a line.
You've got mail, baby. Yeah.
All right, MJ, Freak Fan Box. What do we got?
All right, we got a few tonight. Jay Bigum. Jay is painting. Checked out on Twitter and said, check this out. Shannon, referring to Shannon Bolesky, is great. And I really liked Phil's ideas about chaser safety. So you've got one fan of your thoughts there.
Shannon's online.
Yeah, that's where it starts. It starts with Jay, you and me.
Shout
buddy.
out to Phil's dad.
Jay, you.
Boy.
Jay, you and me. Starts there.
Wait,
All right.
Shannon just typed in, laugh out loud, she's the best.
There you go.
About yourself. I guess you can.
And then we had, I will say, at our last episode, we had lively discussions going on in the chat during the live show. But apparently we had some good conversations going on other places too, maybe Facebook and places like that. We had a thread here that included Debbie DeFranco, Garrett Beverly, Patrick Kelly, Sandra Henning, Kulinch, all chiming in about that episode and saying some fun things and having fun chatting with each other. So we appreciate that going on.
Wow.
Appreciate you
Sandra
having
is my neighbor, by the way.
Very good.
Conversation going on when we're having a conversation.
Right. I know.
Did you say the last person was Coolio?
Yeah, Kulinich.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
okay.
Coolio.
Oh, that was Coolio.
She's my neighbor. I remember one night, guys, I had this young man here with me who wanted to be a meteorologist. And he was a neighbor of mine who was down here watching the podcast. This is like a year ago. Anyway, that's his mom. Anyway.
Very nice. So very good. And then we had Bill from Severe Radar Watchers check in again, watching our last episode. Said, had a great time watching the podcast tonight. Lots of fun and laughs. Can't wait until next week. So appreciate that you're checking in, Bill. And that's our Freak Fan Box. Check us out on Twitter at Stormfront Freak, Facebook, Stormfront Freaks, and on stormfrontfreaks.com.
We're the show the moms love.
We are.
That's well known.
My mom loves it.
That's well known. So that I think that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast. Definitely thanks for listening and watching. Before I go ahead and announce our next guest and next episode, we always love the reviews. We love like those folks. Anytime you get a chance to kind of let us know if you enjoy what you're listening to or watching. If you watch it, we love your feedback. Let us know what you like, and so we can keep doing the stuff you like. And also, don't forget to subscribe. So you can subscribe to the show, usually on any podcast app you're listening to us on. You can hit a subscribe or a follow button, and it just guarantees you're going to get the next. Someone's typing Weather Trollbot right now. Who's typing?
Yes, they are.
Who's typing?
Wow.
Oh, that was Lori.
That was Lori.
Lori's typing something into Weather Trollbot.
That's so funny. Knock it off. No.
We got to find out.
I was just saying thanks for having me.
Hey,
That's all, guys.
there's only one Weather Trollbot. There's only one Weather Trollbot. I'll just let you know.
Thank God.
But anyway, so go ahead and subscribe to us if you get a chance. I do want to say special thanks to our guest, Lori. Thanks so much for coming on tonight. You're awesome. A lot of fun having you on. So thanks so much. And the tips, that stuff's all good too. And our next episode so we're a bi-weekly show. We're recording live on YouTube. This will be Thursday, May 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. And we're going to be with social scientist and Faucet's program manager with NOAA. Gina Yasko is going to be with us. So she's great so she's working with the Facets program with NOAA and helping to interpret how that information will be interpreted, right? As a social scientist, she's kind of helping with that. So there's going to be some great questions we can have for her. But I think for MJ, Maz, Kim, Greg, and Lori, I'm going to go ahead and signal the all clear, guys, and we will catch you guys at that show next time.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
All right. Great show, guys.
We're out.
Yeah, awesome.
Hey, Lori, it was really good to finally meet you.
Yeah, Greg, I'm a huge fan. Just of course because of the photography work, especially too. So if you're ever in Arizona, I am planning on doing a chase in starting in Colorado, of course. But the first week of June, if things do let up and there's no other.
Yeah, I really hope that we can do the June thing for sure.
Absolutely.
I think
Love
May's
to do it.
off the table at this point, but yeah,
Right.
we'll see. Yeah.
Great.
But anyway, yeah, really great to see you.
And what Lori was really thinking was, and bring Crown Royal. Okay.
That's right. Mhm.
In high school, I actually had a little too much, and now I have an aversion to Crown Royal. For some reason.
Oh,
Greg, do you have any more of your Greg Johnson batch?
Oh, yeah, actually I do. Yeah,
Okay.
it's called F5.
You gotta save me.
Oh.
You gotta save
Yeah,
me one of those
so
when-
there's
I can catch up with you and-
there's a micro distillery here in Saskatchewan that asked me to put my name on it, and so it's kind of a cinnamon spiced whiskey. It's kind of along the lines of like a Fireball, but not as sugary.
Nice.
And so we've been selling that for about 2.5 years now.
Excellent.
Yeah, really good. I'll try and smuggle some across the border for you, Phil.
Yeah, no, definitely. You gotta
There we
do it.
go. Oh, by the way,
yeah, I
Van
like
Halen was probably my favorite one from the 70s. Van
Who
Halen
was?
was good. Van
Van
Halen.
Halen, okay.
Yeah.
But
So
the
I really wanted to tell this story earlier when you guys were talking about first concerts and bands and everything. So my first concert.
We're still live. You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, good. Go.
My
Justin
first
Bieber?
concert was Hall & Oates,
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
and me and my friend Wade Gilbert. Me and Wade had our Hall & Oates concert shirts on with our names on the back, Wade and Greg.
I love it. That's
And my mom took us.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Awesome.
In a
My first
station like
concert was Loverboy
Oh,
Loverboy,
cool.
right
All
on.
right, that's good.
weekend.
Mass? What about you?
Aerosmith with Nazareth.
No.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And let's just say all you had to do was breathe in there, that place. You're like,
Oh, I bet.
oh,
yeah.
what the
MJ?
heck?
Yeah.
Mine was Simon and Garfunkel during their reunion tour.
Oh, nice.
Oh, goodness.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's
Are
nice.
you more of a Simon or more of a Garfunkel?
Simon.
Yeah.
I think everybody is.
Yeah.
Phil?
So if you don't count my Valley Fair visit to see Weird Al Yankovic
Right.
when I was like 12,
Doesn't surprise me.
then it would be U2 Joshua Tree.
Okay.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
that's
never
a good
seen that,
one.
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Love them.
Mine was shoot. Oh, see, I don't. Oh, wow.
It was really good. It was a
That was
good show.
really
It was-
memorable.
Why
do you
don't
also
you remember
Phil, do you also
that?
like Flock of Seagulls?
No.
That was
come
good. I liked
on.
Flock. That
No,
was
they're
good.
okay, but
Yeah.
I never saw them
like
or
this one up.
anything like that.
Most epic concert, Pink Floyd at the Sun Bowl,
Oh,
1994.
Wow.
Epic.
Pigeon Bell.
Epic.
pretty good.
Oh, mine was Peter Frampton.
Oh, Frampton. Okay.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
from here. He's from
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati,
Yeah.
dude.
That's right. That's right.
I
Can
like
I tell
Flock
ya?
of Seagulls.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, dude, you're desperate need of a COVID haircut right there.
nice.
Yes.
3 months. It's been 3 freaking months.
Don't cut
Did
it
you see
yourself.
Flock of Seagulls in concert?
No.
No. I didn't think so.
All right. Good night to our audience. Say good night to
All
our
right.
audience.
Good night,
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Yeah.
audience. We're
All
cutting you
right.
off.
All right.